Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and the message reads like this. Hello my brother, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? My story goes on like this, my brother. I want to confess that with the help of my grandmother, I ended up being married to the man whom my cousin sister was supposed to get married to. What happened at that time is that me and my grandmother, we were staying in Zim. Then my little sister, she was working out of the country. Then it happened that my little sister told me that there was this other man who kept on bothering her. This man wanted her to get married to him. That was when she then gave me the contacts of that guy whom she was dating. So I then started speaking with my brother-in-law, and this guy, my brother, he was a very attractive man, and he is still a very attractive man. So the more that we spoke, the more that I got attracted to him, but I could not tell him because as a woman, there was no way that I would ever tell a man that I am attracted to you, say. And this man, she was dating my cousin sister, so it was very impossible for me to start dating a man whom my cousin sister was dating. But I kept in close. Any problem that I was encountering back home, I kept on telling him some of the personal problems. Like at that time, I then started lying to him that I was not dating anyone. I actually lied to my husband that I had not yet made love in more than 6 years. So this got him so interested. He said that it means that the day that if you are going to be with a man, that man is going to enjoy. So we kept on joking around and just flirting around, but he never got to tell me that he was also falling for me. But with the way that he was speaking with me, I could sense that even in his heart, there were some feelings that were starting to develop, and I wanted to take advantage of those feelings. I then started to confuse him and to confuse my little sister as well, because they were having some problems. They were just small problems that people who are in a relationship can encounter from time to time. So my little sister would come to me for advice. Then I would tell her that this man, the reason why he has gotten so old without him getting married, it is because he is a man who is a nasty man, and I don't think that if you get married to this man, you are ever going to enjoy your relationship. And my little sister, strangely enough, she then believed in all of the words and the advice that I was giving her, and she then told me that already she had thought of cheating on this man, and this was a way of her taking or seeking revenge for all of the things that she thought that her boyfriend, who was a boyfriend at that time, she then started cheating on her boyfriend with several guys. And whenever she would enter into a new relationship, I would tell her to send me some of her pictures. And even if there were pictures that she would take when she would be sleeping over at her cheating boyfriend's house, then she would send me those pictures. I kept all of those pictures, my brother, and sometimes when I would know that she is somewhere with one of her boyfriends, I would buy some data so that I can just call her, and I would make sure that I would call her using video call. And once I would have called her, I would be recording on my screen, and she never knew that I was busy recording her. With all the information that I was gathering, that was when I chose to go to plan B. I started speaking with my brother-in-law, and I started telling him that he should be very careful because he was an old guy, and my little sister was still someone who was still young, and he had to control her. So the more that he tried to control my cousin sister, and on my own side, I was telling my cousin sister that she should never allow this man to control her, because if she allows this man to control her, by the time that she will be married to him, she is going to find it very difficult to be free from this guy. So she kept on refusing. She didn't want to be controlled by this guy. Then that guy would run back to me and I would comfort him, so much that many times we would speak throughout the night and he will be complaining, telling me that he does not even know where his girlfriend is, who was my cousin's sister, and I'll be knowing where, and I would have the information as to where my little sister will be. That was when one day I went and I bought a new SIM card. Once I had bought that new SIM card, I installed GB WhatsApp on my phone. Then I had two WhatsApp accounts on my phones, and I started speaking with my in-law. I pretended as if I was someone who had once dated my cousin's sister because I knew all about her past relationships. So I started to pretend as if I was this other guy whom she used to date, and when she had left Zim, I knew that she had not yet ended her relationship with that guy. So I then took advantage of the situation and I started speaking with her boyfriend at first, and I just casually started speaking with him, just confirming as if I had gotten a wrong number. And at the same time, that was when I started speaking with my cousin's sister. And Brother Nashi, my cousin's sister shocked me, because when I started speaking with her, I saw that she was really in love with her ex-boyfriend, because the moment that I lied to her and I told her that I was her ex-boyfriend, she was really excited and she wanted to speak with me via a call. And I lied to her and I said, I can't speak with you right now because my phone is having a problem. Then she started sending me money. She will be sending me a lot of money and she'll be like, go and fix your phone. I would take that money, then I'll just buy whatever I wanted to buy at that time. When I had gathered all of the information, that was when I went back to her boyfriend and I said to the boyfriend, can you please stop seeing my future wife, because I am such and such a person and I know that you have been dating my future wife there in South Africa. I want you to stop it, man. So this guy, he was really angry and he started sending me some voice notes, and he was really angry, thinking that maybe I was someone who was just trying to cause some confusion into his relationship. Then I started sending him some of the recent chats, and these chats were between me and my cousin sister, but my cousin sister did not know that it was actually me who was speaking with her, pretending as if I was her ex-boyfriend. With all of that information, when my cousin sister's boyfriend found out that indeed she was nothing but a cheater, that was when he called me. And when he called me, he was crying and he didn't even know that I was the one who had been speaking with him earlier on. And when he said that he does not know what to do anymore, he feels like just committing suicide, ending his life, I then said, no, I cannot let you to end your life because you are such a good guy. Then he said, what is there for me to live for? Because I was living for your little sister and I thought that she was going to be my wife. And I said, is it better that I offer myself to you and I give you my heart so that you can feel better? He was shocked when I told him all of the way. He was shocked when I told him that I also had feelings for him. I then gave him more information and I told him that my cousin sister for a very long time had been cheating on him, and I was afraid to let him know that my cousin sister was nothing but a cheater. And I asked him if he could promise me, and if he would promise me, I would send him more evidence. And he promised me, my brother. After he had came to Zim, that was when I showed him all of the pictures that were on my phone of my cousin sister being in bed with different men. And that was when he said that enough is enough. I don't want to be with your cousin sister anymore. After he had said that he can't trust any woman anymore, that was when I approached this other older lady in our village. When I spoke with her, I wanted her to give me some love potions. Unfortunately, she could not assist me. That was when I approached my grandma. I was really bold enough to approach my grandma, and I showed grandma all of the pictures that my cousin sister used to send me in bed with several men. My grandmother was really heartbroken because she really loved her son-in-law. She thought that my cousin's sister, finally, she was going to settle down, because we knew her from even when she was still in primary school. We could see that this one was going to give us a lot of problems, because she was always dating so many guys. When we heard that there in South Africa she was dating a guy who was much more mature, we were really happy for her, especially for my grandma. She was really happy, and she kept on saying that before I die, I am going to see my own grandchildren that my cousin's sister would have given birth to. So when I showed her the pictures, and when I told her that my cousin's sister's boyfriend was about to break up with her, and I lied and I said that he had already found another guy. He had already found another girl whom he wanted to get married to. My grandmother then said, so what are we supposed to do? We cannot lose such a good man. That was when I told grandma of my plan. I told my grandma, and I told her that since she was a woman who knew how to use herbs and who knew how to perform a lot of charms, because in our village she is one of the women who assist other women when they are about to give birth, when they can't go to the clinic. She knows a lot of herbs. When I spoke with her, she then said, this thing that you want me to do, my child, it is such a great evil. How are you going to relate with your cousin's sister if she finds out that now you'll be dating her future husband? And I told my grandmother, and I said, even if I do not date this guy, he has already found another girl whom he wants to marry, and he showed me the money. I kept on spicing the story as I was going along. So my grandmother then agreed. She then gave me some herbs. These herbs that she gave me, these herbs, I was supposed to place them inside my private parts for 4 days, and I was not supposed to remove those herbs for 4 days. And after the 4 days, I was supposed to go and sleep with my cousin's sister's boyfriend. At that time, he was still here in Zim, and after I had slept with him, I was not supposed to wash or to bath my private parts, and I had to make sure that we were not going to use any protection. This is what my grandmother told me. She said that make sure when you come back, you will be as dirty as possible, and you would have left as much seed as he can in your body. So when I returned back to the city, I then called that guy who used to date my cousin's sister. Already my grandmother, she had gave me some herbs. These herbs, they were like small tree branches. These herbs that she had given me, they were small sticks. These sticks, what I was supposed to do is that when I was about to meet him, I had to place those small sticks underneath my tongue before I could speak with him. And the moment that I would start talking with him, he was going to follow my orders. Whatever I wanted to be done, he was going to listen to me. When I met him, he told me that he was in a rush, and he was open enough. He told me that his sister wanted to introduce him to this other girl from church. This girl was attending the same church that his sister was attending as well. He told me that we had to have a quick meeting, and by that time we were sitting at this other restaurant that is called Chicken Licken. When I saw that this fish that I wanted to catch was about to slip out of my fingers, that was when I told him that I wanted to rush to the bathroom. And when I went into the bathroom, I opened my handbag, and I then placed that small stick underneath my tongue, and I returned back to the table where me and him were seated whilst we were just having lunch. And from the moment that I walked back into the restaurant from the bathroom area, I saw that even his facial expression changed. He rose up from the chair where you were sitting, and he said, "Oh, you look so beautiful. Why didn't I say that you are such a beautiful lady? You are the one that I have been looking for. Where have you been all this time?" And I knew that the charms that my grandmother had given me, they were going to work. From there on, I just wanted to make sure that this fish that I wanted to catch was secure in the net. That was when I forced him to go with me to this other guest house. We went there, then we slept. And when we went there, I made sure that we slept together as much as possible. And I didn't want to use any protection because this is what my grandmother had told me. I was supposed to return back to the village with his semen inside me. After that, my brother, I then traveled back to the village. When I arrived in the village, the sun had already gone down, and my grandmother, she was waiting for me. When she saw me entering into the compound, that was when she came out of the kitchen, and she said that I was supposed to follow her into the bedroom. I told her that the mission had been successful and I had slept with him. My grandmother taught me how to squat properly so that all of the semen that had not entered into my uterus could come out of my private parts. She taught me the way that a woman is supposed to squat. She then took a small bucket and she placed it between my legs, and as I was squatting, then his semen started flowing out, and his semen started flowing out. And after that, my grandmother said that now I could go and bath, and I left her with that bucket that had my husband's semen. I do not know what she did with my husband's semen, but after a couple of days, my husband said that he wanted to return back to South Africa, and he was not promising me yet. But my brother, from the time that he came back to South Africa, he then started calling me 24/7, sending me a lot of money, until I told him that the way that he was wasting the money on me, it was far much better that he comes so that he can meet up with my people and we can get married. All of these things, my brother, we did it in secret without the knowledge of my cousin's sister. She was here in South Africa when he came and we got married. It was only after the man had taken me to South Africa that was when my cousin's sister found out about the relationship. But she didn't have the support of the family. Even up until today, my brother, she still feels so much pain. We do not even talk. Me and this guy, we ended up having 2 kids, and I am still staying with him. I do not know if what I did is wrong, but all that I wanted to do was to make my grandmother to be a happy woman, because she kept on saying that the way that our cousin sister was mistreating this man was not a good thing, and our grandmother kept on complaining. And right now, this man, my husband, he makes sure that he takes care of our grandmother, like our grandmother is like his own grandmother. He takes care of me and he takes care of my relatives. But as for my cousin sister, she said that we are no longer sisters because what you did, it was nothing but betrayal.